Hey, good Sunday morning to you, or bad Sunday morning, depending on what side of the fence you live on in Michigan. Welcome to the Suburban Ford 7 Sports Cave. My name is Justin Rose, joined by Keith Nickel, former Michigan State wide receiver quarterback, and Braylon Edwards, former Michigan wide. Braylon, show us the gift you brought for the Sports Cave.
Well, you guys have been asking me to bring in some memorabilia or something, so I bought a picture that fans sent me inside my house, so I figured I'd bring it into you guys in the 7 Sports
thank
Cave.
you. We're gonna put this somewhere where no one can see it.
Ironically, it's against Ohio State.
This shows a good play against Ohio State, which is always nice to see.
Yeah, well, we're going to be talking a lot about good and bad plays against Ohio State. But, guys, I mean, first reactions from a crazy day in college football yesterday.
Big-time shakeups in the top 10. And, Michigan State missing out on an opportunity with some teams dropping off. But an exciting weekend in college football, that's for sure.
Definitely. I mean, you look at what TCU did yesterday, kind of exposed Kansas State and put themselves in a good situation at the rest of the season to be there in the last 4. I mean, you look at Alabama, got a good win in Death Valley. That's always good. Florida State stay undefeated. And then you look at your number 2, Mississippi State, with actually number 1, I apologize. They got a win as well. So it's going to be interesting at the end.
Yeah, college football, new playoff rankings will come out on Tuesday night at 7:30. I mean, does Ohio State jump as much? I saw one guy put them up in the top 4. They were 4th. Do you think that after what they did to Michigan State in East Lansing, they deserve to go that high?
I don't know if they deserve to be in the top 4 yet. I think they got to continue to win out in the Big Ten and win impressively because by far they are at the top of their game from the beginning of the season to where they are now.
Right.
They are a completely different ball club, in my opinion. The way they showed up in East Lansing and won, that first loss that they dropped is going to haunt them into the top 4. So it'll be interesting to see where they end up. They might get beat up at 5 or 6 at the end of the season. That's kind of how I envision it. But they got to win out. It doesn't matter what they did in East Lansing now. They got to continue to roll.
I think looking at how the council now does their pickings and how they choose, council isn't really as big on strength of schedule as we used to be in the past in terms of people getting into that national championship game. And I think that game against Virginia Tech, where Virginia Tech's now 1-4 in the ACC, that won't haunt them as much as people are thinking. I think they went up to Michigan State. Michigan State was favored to win. And they got a good victory. They played top level, and they handily imposed their will on Ohio State. And I look at people are going to have to play each other in those top 7 spots. And I think Ohio State is in a good position to possibly be there in the end because they won't play anybody the rest of the year. And I think they'll be whoever comes out of the East, be it Wisconsin or Nebraska.
All right, well, we're going to talk a lot about Michigan coming up. Michigan State is what we'll start off with. Get your tweets in right now using the hashtag 7SportsCave. We'll be answering those later on in the show. But Mark D'Antonio talking a little bit about the key point of the game was when Ohio State fumbled the kickoff. Michigan State took over with a 7-point lead, looked to extend it to a 14-point lead, and that's where he thinks, at least, it fell apart.